There are really only three reasons why your card isn't selling. Now, of course, we have to start by assuming that you don't have like a negative 27 eBay feedback score and your profile picture doesn't make you look like a serial killer. But assuming we're good there, there really are only three reasons. So in this video, I'm going to talk through all three of them with you so that hopefully you can fix them and make more sales. So with that, let's get to reason number one. And that is that you are overpriced. And so when you think about the card market, there are always going to be lots of different buyers out there, and some are going to do more research than others on values and comps. And that means that every now and then, yes, you might get someone that pays you 200% of market price on something. I think it's one of the most dangerous traps in this space because you have that happen once and it's like, wow, this was awesome. I didn't even have to do anything and I just got paid way more than I deserved for this card. Let me just list all of my cards way higher than market price. But what happens there is you end up in this space where you are scaring the real buyers away. And so I'd much rather personally not have to rely on someone to overpay dramatically for a card. I want to just focus on strategies where I know I can predictably make money, and then I can just list my stuff closer to fair market value and get regular sales. So if you are priced at 450% of market price and you're wondering why your card isn't selling or why you're not getting any offers, you are scaring me away. Like if I'm your buyer, I am not going to mess with you because I don't think you're serious about the price. You're not trying to sell the card. You're trying to like hold that card, for a ransom payment or something like that. So, we got to get a little bit closer to what stuff is really worth. And typically if you price things fairly and you have cards of, cards that matter and players that matter, you will sell your cards. So that is reason number one, is that you are overpriced. Bring your stuff closer to reality if you're serious about making sales. And I want to be clear, there is nothing wrong with fishing a card. If you really want to, you have something rare, fine, go list it higher and field offers and wait until you get an offer you like. Just know that if you take that approach, you kind of lose the right to complain about your card not selling because you're overpriced and you're doing it on purpose. And that is okay. Like sometimes you will be able to get someone to stretch, especially if you've positioned yourself well with a rare card that they don't have a lot of other options. Great, do that. I do that sometimes. But we just have to accept the reality that sometimes will take longer to make this sale. Okay, reason number two, there is not enough demand for your card. And this can mean any part of the card isn't in demand. So we can be talking about the player, we can be talking about the set, the specific parallel type within that set, the condition of the card, the grade, etc. So there are lots of different reasons why a card might not be in as high of demand. So starting with player, like if it's baseball season, I'm probably going to have better luck selling this Aaron Judge card than I will this Kyle Tucker card. Both are great players, but Judge is in a different category than Tucker as far as overall popularity and liquidity. So that's the first step of the process, is to make sure that we are dealing in players that are typically within the top 5% of the league. But even within the top 5%, you're going to have some differences between the absolute elite players versus that next tier down. The second thing is card type, set type. So if I'm trying to sell a, PSA 6 copy of a Panini Prism Draft Picks Crusade insert, like, I don't know, guys. Like, you can buy that if you want, but I'm personally not looking for that card as a card investor. So, it's hard to be disappointed if we can't sell a card that just like doesn't have a market. And so, grade is the other thing. I mean, you heard me say PSA 6, like if it's a low grade like that on an ultra modern card, it's probably going to be harder to move. And so we just got to be mindful of some of these things. And again, it's not that you can't necessarily change what you have, but you can go and make better purchases moving forward. So if you find yourself dealing in a lot of cards where you're having to beg people to take your stuff off your hands, like, get into more liquid cards. And even if that means maybe, not buying as many cards, but going one step up in, the card quality, that's going to make it so much easier on the back end when you go to sell. All right. Number three is not enough visibility. And so when we're talking about visibility, usually this means that there is either a problem with your listing, like you have a poor quality picture, something that's zoomed way out, that's not cropped, that's not clear. I've had examples over the years where I've made lots of money just by saying, oh my gosh, this is a great card, but you can't even see what it is in the picture. And you buy the card and you fix the picture and put it back up for sale. And all of a sudden you get way more money because people can tell what the card is. But So pictures are a big part of it. The keywords in the listing title is a big part of it too. Sometimes it's just there is an element of time that has to happen. Like you have to give time. You can't list something and expect it to just sell instantly every single time necessarily. So there is so visibility is a big part of this. And the other part is, where are you selling? So ask the question, if I am trying to find the buyer out there somewhere in the world who is willing to pay absolute top dollar for this card, where do I put this card to make sure that that buyer can find it? Now, if you're in a Facebook group with 47 people, like you might not have much luck moving that card or getting top dollar for that card. If you're putting it onto an auction house that maybe only 10% of the card market is paying attention to, yeah, there might be some whales there, some people that are spending big money, but are they looking for your specific card? Or are you going to kind of shoot yourself in the foot by going that route versus using eBay, which is where, 99% of the card market is looking at eBay. So yes, there are fees associated with selling on eBay, but I look at it as a marketing, expense where basically they are getting me exposure to a massive audience of potential buyers when I go to sell something. And so sure, I'll pay the 13-ish% because it's going to get me way more out of the actual sale price because that buyer is out there somewhere. And if I put the card on eBay, they're going to find it. So quick recap here, guys. The three reasons are: you're either overpriced, there's not enough demand, or your card just isn't getting enough visibility. If you fix those three reasons, you can expect to see more sales. By the way, if you like this type of sports card content, don't forget to take 3 seconds to like and subscribe. We'll see you on the next video.